Hey everyone, Michael.as.Michael here, and this week we are back with streaming in February, and guess what? We actually have a few decent options. Let's get to them. Over at Apple Plus, The Gorge. Myles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy play two highly trained operatives who are tasked with guard duty on opposite ends of...
The Gorge is the door to hell.
At least, that's what we're led to believe. But there's definitely evil lurking in this gorge. This movie actually has some promise, because the man behind the lens is Scott Derrickson, who's directed quite a few good horror movies in the past. Granted, this one seems to only lean in that direction. Either way, it still has a lot of potential. And guys, this is actually why I created this channel. I had no idea this movie was even coming out, but it looks good. It's right up my alley. It has a lot of good stuff behind and in front of the camera. This is why this channel was made for. So check out The Gorge on Apple Plus on the 14th. This week at Netflix, Surviving Black Hawk Down, a documentary series about the '93 Battle of Magadishu. Apologies if I said that wrong. This is the famous battle where 3 Black Hawks were down from the sky and the troops tried to survive to get their way out. Now, I was kind of ready to dismiss this as another war documentary. Those are kind of not my thing. However, the thing that got me really interested as I watched this trailer, you realize they aren't just interviewing US troops. They're also interviewing Somali people who were there against the US. That is fascinating. And the fact that these documentarians had access to them and they freely were interviewed, and if you look at it, they're not even like blackwalled or shadowed, so you see them. We are getting more than one side of the story. We're getting so much more details. This could be one of the more interesting documentaries coming out this month, and I can only hope that this doesn't drag on too long, because it is Netflix and it is a series and the content creator usually demands more. So hopefully this is just enough to be really, really good. And that starts streaming on the 10th. The Witcher, Sirens of the Deep. Did any of you guys watch the first animated movie that came out a while ago? I'm not gonna lie, I almost missed it, but because Netflix and the whole like branding of when you go to watch the show, this comes up as like, hey, this is also in the same world. So I checked it out, and the first movie, surprisingly, really, really good. So now that they're coming out with a follow-up and all within the same universe of the Witcher series, I'm in. The one sad thing is, of course, Henry Cavill isn't back because he left the series because he was going to be Superman. It's a blah, blah, blah. It's a whole thing. But sadly, we don't got Henry Cavill back. So they did the next best thing. They got the voice actor from the video games to come and lend the voice for the animated movie. Really cool. And the TV show actors are also coming back for their characters. So it's all within the same universe. This looks like a great follow-up. Highly recommend. If this is something that's your thing, you're going to want to watch it on the 11th. Over at Max, White Lotus Season 3. This show as a whole is not really my vibe, so I don't really have a lot to say about it, but the second season had record ratings towards the end, so I know there's a lot of excitement for this coming in. And on that note, Season 3 starts streaming on the 16th.